Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we are going to look at the number one game in my 20 from the Intellivsion series. A lot of you have probably seen this one coming. This was an arcade classic by Data East in 1982 for the Deco cassette system and licensed to Bally Midway. And this is an excellent port, and this is of course Burgertime. This was released for the Intellivsion in 1983, a year after the original, by Mattel and Ray Kaestner. The original was, again, by Data East for the Deco cassette system, and also given a Bally Midway license. But the directions that you need to remember are minimal. You just use the disc controller to move the protagonist, Peter Pepper, and you use the side buttons to shake pepper at your enemies. And you can select a skill level or a speed level. Speed number 1, if you press button number 1 at this title screen, you will get a fast game. If you select speed number 2, you will get a medium speed game. If you select button number 3, you will get a slow game. If you press the disc, you get the fastest game, and really I think that's the way to play, because it's mostly like the speed of the arcade original. I like this title screen. Bunch of ladders, and Peter Pepper is safe from the enemies, and there's a couple of the bonus food items that will give you an extra pepper if you collect them. But yeah, we'll select the fastest speed. I really recommend that one. This was so awesome. Everybody loved this when this came out for the Intellivsion. This is just so awesome. I played this a lot on my neighbor's Intellivsion. I said ColecoVision because I'm going to do a ColecoVision series very soon. One of the major keys to success in this game is recognizing the intelligence of the enemies, and they follow a particular pattern of movement. They are always looking for ladders to climb, and they are looking for the ones that will lead them to you quickest. They never backtrack. Notice that. They will never backtrack. And as they're climbing, or as they seek a ladder to climb, if you're on a floor that is higher than that ladder, they will climb the ladder upwards to get to you. And if you are on a floor that is lower than that ladder, then they will descend that ladder. On occasion, certain enemies will just keep going instead of taking a ladder. If they see you like right across from them, they might do that. And the goal of the game is to build 4 complete hamburgers. And to build the burgers, you walk over the ingredients. Doesn't sound like anybody would want a burger after you've walked on it. And there I collected one of the bonus items that appears once in a while after you've dropped a certain amount of ingredients. And the ingredients are the top bun, the meat patty, the lettuce, the tomato, and the bottom bun. And if you just run over one ingredient, then it'll just drop down one floor, and it'll make all the other ingredients fall down the floor too. And there I used the pepper. Now if you drop an ingredient with one or more enemies on it, standing on it, then that ingredient will fall an extra floor. In the arcade, they could fall a lot more than just 2 floors if you had a bunch of enemies on it. On the Intellivsion version, that's not the case. Whoops, I ran out of room. That was clumsy. But yeah, you can make it drop 2 floors if you have at least one enemy standing on the ingredient when you run over it and make it fall, like there. Now, if you had that happen, then when the enemy will respawn, they will respawn on that ingredient when it last fell, or when it fell to the lowest floor possible. And when you squish enemies with a falling ingredient that are below you, then they will respawn from the edges of the screen. Very important to know, because you can not know where they're going to respawn, and they'll all of a sudden appear on you, and you're like, yikes. At least I still got that pepper back. In the arcade, I believe you were allowed to get a new pepper for each level. After you completed a level, the next level you got a new pepper. That doesn't happen in this home port. You get an extra life every 10,000 points, which is nice. Now I'm starting to be a little bit reckless with the peppers. There are a total of 7 different rounds, and once you've completed them, then they restart. But the difficulty is increased. The enemies are much faster. I remember when my friends at school first told me about the game Burgertime. I thought it sounded like the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. They're like, oh, there's this cool new game where you build hamburgers. And I was like, that's idiotic. Why would I want to play this? Well, the joke was on me. It turned out to be a smashing success. Oh, that was fortuitous that it appeared there. I'm not going to waste a pepper to freeze him. Yeah, master Burgertime players learn to group the enemies together so there's a whole bunch, and then they get them to walk on the bun behind them and drop it. I did not want to use a pepper. Yeah, the enemies are getting faster and faster. Later levels will be very intricate and very tough to deal with. There'll be some dead ends. Oh man, that was good. I was able to take out 2 guys with 1 pepper. Yikes! If you complete a stage by making all the burgers... yeah, I hate this level. If you complete a stage by making all the burgers and then run into an enemy right after you complete the last one, it won't count. You'll be alright. You'll make the death move, but then all of a sudden you're alive. Damn, I'm almost out of peppers. Yeah, this gets to be a tough one because there's long stretches and enemies can trap you. Ooh, there's gonna be some nice points there. Yeah, the scoring for dropping an ingredient on an enemy is just 100 points per enemy. But if they are on the ingredient that you drop, then the first enemy will be 500, and then the second 1,000, a third one 2,000, a fourth one 4,000, and then a fifth one 8,000. So you can really pile up the points if you get them all together. Like I said, that's what the expert gamers of Burgertime do. I got another pepper back. Those bonus items that give you the extra pepper, they are only 500 points apiece, and they are fries, coffee, an ice cream cone, and ketchup. Yeah, try to use that pepper very sparingly. I got another one. the later levels, you are going to need it. Unless you're very, 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 very careful and you've completely studied the movements of the enemies. And like I said, they don't backtrack unless they run into a dead end, like at the bottom right or the bottom left, where you can go down to the bottom there. Then they will backtrack. They will get to the end there and move back up. I should have waited to take down another pickle. The characters are Mr. Hot Dog, Mr. Pickle, and Mr. Egg. The game doesn't, I don't think the game says their name, but it says their names in the arcade game. You can fake out the enemies by moving up or down or left or right, making them think that they have to take a certain ladder to reach you, and then you can move in a different direction. It's just something you have to get used to. If you choose one of the skill levels, there is a certain symbol that indicates which one you chose, or a certain speed. And you'll see a little green dot just to the right of me, just off screen there, or off the maze or playfield. That indicates that I chose the fastest. It'll be a green dot. If you chose the number 1 option, which is fast, then you get like a colon symbol. If you chose medium with number 2, then you get 2 dots together. There's another extra life every 10,000, which is very, very nice. And if you chose slow, which is number 3, then you get a dash symbol. Don't underestimate the enemy's speed later on in the game. Yeah, I'm gonna wait here and get another guy. Hey, they're going the wrong way. Damn it, screw it. I don't think you can have more than 9 lives at a time. For each ingredient that you drop down, it is 50 points. And like I said before, it is 100 points per enemy squashed. And they respawn at the edges. And for enemies that ride on an ingredient that you drop, the first is 500, the second is 1,000, the third is 2,000, the fourth is 4,000, and the fifth is 8,000. That is the way to really rack up the points in this game. Yikes, oh my god. But yeah, later on in the game... damn it. I don't know what I was doing there. Later on in the game, the enemies will really start to speed up. And you have to really scan your eyes ahead of the stage and plan your tactics accordingly. Can I get that ketchup and get my pepper back? Oh, shoot, I still have one. Yeah, note that the enemies can't drop off ledges, they have to take ladders. I didn't quite have time to run across the bun like I'd like to. Sometimes, even though you get more points for having them ride the ingredients, sometimes it's better to have them sometimes it's better to have an ingredient drop onto the enemies from above, just to take them out, so they're not gonna be able to come after you Oh man, that was fortunate. Yeah, that egg got off on that floor, so he didn't keep following me. Well, I'm kind of putting myself in a corner, so at least I can have this drop down 2 floors and take care of those 2 ingredients. I'll still have to get that top one there. Like I said, there are only 7 rounds, or 7 levels, whatever they want to call them. And then they repeat after that. And the difficulty is greater because the enemies are faster. Kind of screwed. I might as well just have it drop down a couple floors. Yeah, it kind of sucks that it can not drop more than 2 floors when you have an enemy riding on it. In the arcade, it was more than that. Oh, that's awesome that he got off there. It gives me the opportunity to end this stage easily. I think my best score ever on this game was like 80,000, and I topped that on this one by a good deal. So this is my best game of Burgertime. Both Intellivsion and arcade. I was never particularly good at the arcade. But yeah, the experts work the system to get the enemies grouped up and drop a whole bunch of them with one ingredient. Burgertime was super popular in the arcades, and there ended up being sequels both in arcade games and home system games, like an earlier entry in our 20 from the Intellivsion series called Diner. I greatly prefer Burgertime to Diner. Diner's not a bad game, but it's a little bit too easy. And you just basically try to get as many points as you can by kicking meatballs at as many enemies in one roll as you can. I like this better. This might have become a pack-in title for the Intellivsion. The first pack-in title was Las Vegas Poker and Blackjack, or Blackjack and Poker. I can never remember which title it is. I've seen both the Deco cassette and Bally Midway licensed Burgertime arcade games. Yeah, don't be afraid to backtrack if you need to. Don't be afraid to toy with the direction that the enemies are moving. Goad them into taking a ladder that they may not have wanted to. Just something you gotta work with. Ah, damn it. I was gonna try to... Oops, ran out of peppers. I was gonna try to goad Mr. Pickle into going the other way. Just kinda play with their psyche. It'll definitely reap rewards. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Well, that was fortunate there, because I took out an enemy below that was going to try to follow me. If you can work the enemies to your advantage that way, certainly do it. Well, that was dumb. Crap. I guess I just underestimated the enemy's speed. They're definitely faster than you'd think. You want to believe that you'll be able to walk past a ladder, but the enemies get so fast that they catch up with you. I hope you got everything done that you wanted to this weekend. Ooh, that was nice. I mowed the lawn last week, so I just dug weeds this weekend. Hope you're all able to stay sheltered. Don't need to do a whole lot of shopping or whatever. Avoid restaurants if you don't have to go or whatever. And keep your hands sanitized. Put on hand sanitizer. Try to avoid touching too many things that have been touched a lot. Cover your cough. Cover your sneeze. I always cover up, even just like with a big yawn or a deep breath. I kind of cover up. I have to take the bus for transportation to work, so I'm around potential danger, and we have to take care of patients that could pose a threat. And you just have to scan ahead to see where you think the enemies are going, and avoid going that direction if you can help it. Ah, crap. I don't know why I turned that way. Well, if we keep practicing these safe precautions, we'll eventually get past this pandemic, and things will go back to at least somewhat normal. Ah, that was dumb. Damn it. They're too fast for me to be able to get by anymore like that. There we go. Seems kind of weird that there isn't bacon or cheese as an ingredient in this game, but there's plenty of ingredients to have to knock down as it is. Trying to remember which all different Burgertime games there. Oh, that was dumb. Why did I do that? There was a Burgertime Deluxe for the Game Boy. There was a Japan-only game, I believe, of Burgertime called Super Burgertime. And again, there was a Diner for the Intellivsion. I'm screwed. Damn it. Mr. Pickle and Mr. Egg seem to go in a different direction than you expect on occasion. And sometimes it's a good idea to just kind of move in circles to get the enemies to go in different directions that they didn't initially want to go. Just kind of scan the playfield ahead of time and see which direction you think such and such enemy will go. Oh, crap. Gah. Yeah, these later levels with the long stretches where enemies can trap you get to be a real pain in the butt later in the game. Well, I thank you for watching my 20 from the Intellivsion series. This has been fun. I learned about some games I hadn't known about before. Whoa! An enemy respawned right on the bun that I was dropping, so got rid of him. Damn it. Yeah, these stages get really tough later on. Yeah, Burgertime was no doubt the greatest game to appear on the... Oh my god, that was lucky. That hot dog went down that ladder. And now, because of this long stretch that I've got here, I can easily end the stage. I'm not going to bother waiting for an enemy. I just want to drop these ingredients and end this really painful level. Yeah, the Deco cassette system games, this was the best of them. Then there was Bump and Jump, which was pretty good. Some hidden gems, some kind of cool games. A whole lot of garbage for the Deco cassette arcade system. Yeah, they keep putting the extra pepper ingredients or items where I can't reach them because there's just too many enemies surrounding. But yeah, after this is finished, then I will start working on the 20 from the ColecoVision system, or at least get started with the tribute video. I actually did not get to play that system very much. Damn it! They were too fast for me to be able to drop the bun on them. The ColecoVision was best known probably for its arcade ports, which were very, 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 very good. The Intellivsion had a lot of great sports titles, and the Atari 2600 had a good focus on action or innovative type of games. They had a lot of everything, but they were very limited graphically. And despite that, they greatly outsold both Intellivsion and ColecoVision. The Intellivsion had over 3 million units sold. The ColecoVision had over 6 million units sold. And from what I've read, the Atari 2600 had over 30 million sold. Good gravy. Yeah, this is definitely the furthest I've gotten on this game on the Intellivsion or arcade Burgertime. Ooh, just barely made that. And I got a extra pepper. Excellent. And now I am running out of frickin' room. Oh, I was not paying attention. You know what? I think I forgot that I had a pepper. If you try to shake a pepper and you don't have any left, it will just make this sound. Oh, I was lucky to hit that egg with the pepper. I didn't correctly shake it exactly, but it still hit him. Oh, nice. Yeah, if you see an enemy... Oh, I don't know what I was doing there. If you see an enemy moving towards an area that you want them to stay away from. You just kind of move a certain way that you'll fake them out and get them to take a different ladder and go the other way or something. Just got to kind of scan your eyes all around the play field. Just something you got to get used to. Take advantage of the enemy's artificial intelligence. Well, that was Burgertime, game number 1 in our 20 from the Intellivsion series. And it was created in 1983 by Mattel and Ray Kaestner. The title screen says 1982, but that was the original arcade release. But I thank you for watching my 20 from the Intellivsion series. This was game number 1, Burgertime. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you soon in the future with my ColecoVision tribute and ensuing 20 from series. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.